Okay, I am going to do an unboxing and installation of the Whitestone Dome Glass. This is the Whitestone Dome Glass screen protector for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. Now this is a Korean company, and I actually bought the Korean version because I live in Korea. So since I'm in Korea, this front might look a little bit different than what you buy stateside, but the product should be the same. And this is my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. It is brand new, so I'm going to take the factory screen protector off and install this one. First, I'm going to do an unboxing. So this has not been opened yet. Look like that. There's some glue there, and what comes out of the packaging, empty box, and in here we have this. So we have both the bottom as well as the top and all of the sticker parts and the adhesive. In this little other white box, I'm going to use my knife. And here is the actual dome glass USB thing that will cure the adhesive. So you're going to put this up here and use the UV from here to cure the adhesive. It comes with a USB cable as well. Okay, so I took the dome glass UV portion. I put that off to the side for now. There are 8 steps that we have to go through. The website for White Dome has a YouTube video where they explain it pretty clearly. I have my phone off here to the side right now. I just have it on an old t-shirt just so it doesn't get too scratched up. But the actual work we're going to do on a level surface like this, a pretty clean level surface, is what we want. So this comes off, and you'll notice that this is the bottom portion, and it's going to be a little wobbly because we want it to be that way. And you'll see why later when we start moving the adhesive around. Comes with the sticker tabs right here. This is the tab for the top, as well as some absorbent like alcohol swabs. So this is the tab that we're going to use later. This is screen cleaning cloth and some stickers that you can use to take off any dust, microfiber cloth, and some more screen cleaning cloths. In addition, there's some instructions here. The other tabs, so there's going to be 4 total, 2 on the long side, 2 on the short side. The actual glass itself, so this is very important. This contains the actual glass, of which we're going to peel this off, and after we peel it off, that side is going to be the part that's going to be down on the actual phone itself. And here is the actual adhesive. So this is a dome glass adhesive. Okay. Okay, so we are ready to move on to step 1. So step 1 is really to clean the surface. So you got to clean the surface of your screen where you're going to apply the screen protector. That's really the most important step of everything that we're going to do here, because you want to make sure that this is clean, doesn't have any dust on it or anything like that inside it before you apply the screen protector. So we're probably going to clean this over and over again. Right now I have the factory screen protector on here, so I'm going to take that off. So it should be pretty clean, but you know, just pick any corner of the screen here, and then it will just kind of come off like this. So that's now off. That was the factory screen protector that this came with. Now the orientation is written here. It says speaker on this side, connector on this side. So speakers on the top, connectors on the bottom. So all we really need to do is put that in there. But before I do that, I'm going to take one of these screen cleaning cloths, and I'm going to do a wet clean. So this is, you know, really just a small wet piece of cloth. And I'm going to do a pretty good clean of this. Now, as I mentioned, since this had a screen protector on it and this is a brand new phone. There really shouldn't be any dirt on here, and that should be good. I'm going to then drop this right here. I'm going to use a microfiber cloth to clean this off, but really that's it. This is pretty clean. Now, this company Whitestone, their tempered glass protectors are pretty good. I don't know if the glass protectors are really any better than other brands in terms of other similar products. The main thing is they do have these jigs and things like this to help you install it properly. So that's really their biggest selling point. So step one was really wiping off the surface. If you want to use these kind of stickers, you can do that too. I don't think we need to do that for now. So we'll keep on with that. And then I think we can actually start moving on to step two. So step two is when we start taking these little stickers. So this is like, we call this masking film. So essentially what we're going to do is take these off like this. So that comes off. And then for each of these, this just comes off like that. So now that that's off, this part here is sticky. So there's a little tab right there. I'm going to stick it right into that tab. I'm going to stick it right there. I want to make sure you get this on completely straight and right into that tab. So if it's in that tab, you will then see that this will go right to the edge of your screen. Same with the other side up here. Right there, and do push on it pretty well so that it's good. This is going to prevent the adhesive from going into your phone. So it is very important that this is stuck all the way and that you don't have any gaps there. I did the shorter ones first because I figured the shorter ones might be a little bit easier to do, but I'm going to also do the longer side right now. So essentially, like I mentioned, Whitestone does do a pretty good job with sort of dummy proofing this thing so that you can't really make any major mistakes as long as you actually align these things properly into these tabs. As long as it's in the tabs, this will be good. And then, make sure the sticky side is the part that's going to be on the screen itself. Sticky side down. That's in, and then you push. Okay, so let's move on to step 3. So for this step, we are going to take the top jig. The bottom jig is actually pretty good now, so I'll put this closer up, but what you can see is all of these are in, all the tape is up. We can do another quick dust absorption here if we want to, just to make sure this thing is still clean. Like, just kind of run over the whole thing, make sure no dust got on this in the meantime. Like I said earlier, we just want to make sure that this thing stays clean. So I'm gonna keep doing that every chance I get. So now this is the top jig. So this little notch is here. That's the top part. So this will fit in. You want to push down on this to make sure it's completely in. Make sure that's not going to come off. And once that's in, we then take this little pin, and the pin fits right in there. So that's step 3. Put the top jig in, and then insert the pin. Now, I'm going to do one final quick clean, because we're actually getting real close now to the moment of truth here. Do another fresh clean, dust absorber. So another thing that I do here is I actually turn off the screen. So I didn't want too many distractions here with all the light and things like that. So I just turned off the entire phone while I do this. So now that we did that, we're now going to put this piece up. So now this piece is up. That's what's going to hold the adhesive. And then we're going to actually start pouring some adhesive. Now earlier I mentioned that this thing is going to move around, so I'm going to be using this thing later, but right now we're going to just put this up here. So the first step here is we then basically take this colored part. So you'll see some adhesive. It looks like this. There's a colored section and a black section. So we're going to take the colored part off, put it down here. It'll drip a little bit, but as soon as you release the black, that's when it'll all come out. So first step, there we go. Undo the colored portion, put this down, and there's nothing coming out quite yet, but there will be in a moment here as soon as I turn the black. Get the light there a little bit better. Okay, so there is a big glob that came out there. Now you have to wait about 30 seconds or so for all of the adhesive to come out. So you just want to make sure all the adhesive comes straight out of this little adhesive bottle, and so we're going to wait a little bit. Okay, so I gave this roughly about, I'd say I gave it a good 30 seconds to a minute. Put this off now, adhesive away, take this thing off. Now we're actually getting real close to the moment of truth here. We're going to, actually then I'm going to take the actual tempered glass here, and this is the actual glass that will go on. Now, essentially what I want to do is move the adhesive to the middle and then drop this. So this has a sticker on one side. This is the side that's going to go down onto the screen. So I'm pulling this off. This is going to go like this, but it's going to rest on top of that little thing up there. So it's not touching the adhesive yet. I'm going to, remember earlier I said this thing's going to go down, so I'm going to push this down to get the adhesive down towards the middle. So once the adhesive is down towards the middle, that's perfect. I'm going to then pull this out to drop. So now what you'll see is that all of the adhesive is spreading out. The gravity from the tempered glass going right down to the screen is enough to basically push this off. Now this is going to take, it says about 100 seconds, so I guess it could take, a minute and a half to almost 2 minutes for this to fully spread. So I'm just going to give this some time. You want to give this time to make sure all the adhesive is completely spread out. You don't want little gaps or anything like that. Okay, so that was about 2 minutes. So if we do a quick review, we've gone through step 5. There are 8 steps total. Step 1 was clean everything up. Step 2, get the bottom jig ready with all the film. Step 3, put the top jig on with the little plastic piece right there, that little pin. And then step 4 was let's put all the adhesive in. And then step 5 was we actually put the screen protector on. So we did that, we waited. You want to make sure that when the adhesive starts coming down, when you push that, you want it to not go too far above that middle arrow there. I think I let it go maybe a little bit above, a little bit too low, but should be okay. Now this is the actual white dome glass, the Whitestone Dome Glass UV. So it has little feet like this that come out. Has UV lights down there. Also comes with a micro USB cable, so you can just use that. Put micro USB on one side. Okay, and then now on the other side, you could either put it on a little USB bank like this, or you want to stick it in your computer, do that. So we want to do 15 seconds on the top, 15 seconds on the bottom. So we're going to go up there. There we go. So that is going to do 15 seconds. So have a little watch or something like that. I've got my watch right here, so I can take a look at my watch and make sure we get a good 15 seconds in. Doesn't have to be exact, could be a little bit more, but you want it to be roughly around that. Okay, so if you do the top part at 15 seconds to cure, and then you want to do the bottom part for 15 seconds to cure. So this actually does have a timer on it, so if you push that once, it will automatically shut off at 15 seconds, and if you push it twice, it'll automatically shut off at 60 seconds. But anyway, so did that. So step 7 is now done. We're actually done with most of these steps, so we've actually done the cure on both sides. So now we can then continue on where we can pretty much take all this stuff off and do a quick clean. So once that's done, we have this top jig, and you can basically start taking the top jig off like that. So remember we have this, so I'm going to put this off to the side like that. And then if you remember, we had all of this film on the sides here, so we essentially want to take off all the film again. So take this off, this off. And the film essentially is what saves us from having too much adhesive. So there is a little bit of adhesive on the film, so that's could be normal, because that's sort of why we have that there. And here's this. Okay, so that's all off. Now you can actually take your phone off from the bottom jig, and once it is off the jig, you want to take a microfiber cloth. So take one of these microfibers and go in one direction. So I'm going to push this here, and you don't want to push too hard, because I have read about a few people that had kind of like moved the glass by mistake by pushing it too hard, but you do want to just go sort of one direction and wipe off any excess adhesive in case there happen to be any. So I think it's good to just kind of go twice around to clean anything up. So now that it's clean with no residual adhesive around here, you can then just kind of clean this up, and we can go through the full curing process. So yeah, for good measure, I'll go a third time. And yeah, just kind of go one direction. You don't want to like go like this, because that will mix in the adhesive. Okay. Okay, so I went in, I basically did everything here. I kind of did the cleanup through, and now what we're going to do is the final step. So step 7, we're actually done. I mean, this is step 8, which is on the in the instruction booklet. It has this as step 8. On the website, they just kind of say this is done. So essentially what we want to do here is 60 more seconds 2 times. I press that twice. We're going to go 60 seconds on the top, another 60 seconds on the bottom, and then another 60 seconds on the top, another 6 seconds on the bottom. So 120 seconds sort of each on the top and bottom. We've already done 15 seconds earlier, so total we've got 135 seconds of curing with the UV on the top and the bottom. And at that point you'll be done. So that is the final step. Okay, so I just finished all the curing, so this is done. Hopefully you can get a pretty good view of this. If there is any bit of adhesive, you can go ahead and clean that up with more screen cleaner, but I think this looks pretty good. And for the rest of the things that we have going on here, you can I just kind of did some tidying up. I put all the stuff away. I had a second bottle of adhesive, not exactly sure what that's for. I think they do sell the glass separately, so if you do buy another piece of glass, as long as you have the film on the side, then that will work to do that again. The instruction booklet is pretty handy, so I'll leave that in here. So I'll probably just hold on to this just in case anything happens and I need to reapply this at some point, but I don't think that'll happen. So I think this should be good, should last a lifetime. Just for reference, I actually don't typically put a screen protector here. My previous phone was the Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus, and that one I took off the factory screen protector like sort of day one and just used it like that for the next year and a half. So, but we'll see how this one goes, and that's really it on the installation of the Whitestone Dome Glass for the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. Thank you, and hope you enjoyed this video.